What's good? We back with another one. Afternoon grind. It's your boy CJ Goodfella back with the Boxing Clinic. You dig? Shout out to everybody out there doing it. Thanks for everybody that just subscribed to the page. And if you haven't, go ahead and subscribe and we're gonna get the real boxing ish going. But Sergey Kovalev is considering retirement. He said he has no fight date right now. Boxing isn't even on his mind, and I'll get to that in one sec. People saying that, main event's trying to match him with Sullivan Barrera. He was wanting to consider training with Abel Sanchez. Not Abel Sanchez, but Virgil Hunter. And then if he was to train with Virgil Hunter, he said, because Virgil Hunter said, I can make him a devastating body puncher in Kovalev. He was going to move up to cruiserweight because he said there's no point in him and Andre Ward, having the same trainer, and being in the same division fighting for number one supremacy. So he moved up to cruiserweight. So I guess he's just letting stuff simmer. He said he'd be back in the States in September to really hash out what he wants to do with his career. What else did he say? He also said that in the past, well, he didn't say this in the past. Abel Sanchez has opened his doors back up to Kovalev, saying that he couldn't train Kovalev before because he was stubborn, thought he knew everything, and he was hard to train. And we heard a lot of that about John David Jackson. Having troubles training, Kovalev. He wanted to do it his way, bring his people in, and didn't want to, let the coach be the coach or the trainer be the trainer. But Abel Sanchez, I guess he figures that since, Kovalev is in a place of, vulnerability, he be ready. He's a broken fighter, and I get into that in a minute as well, that he's willing to learn and going to do whatever he wants, to get back to his position to being number one light heavyweight in the world and one of the best pound-for-pound fighters, which I still have my number 10. But yeah, man, this guy's he's definitely a broken fighter. Usually any guys that got that Billy Badass bully mentality, I gotta be saying, they get broken. They never the same fighter again. That mental gap, can't be filled no more. Once the bully gets bullied, they usually become a regular person again. And you see it with Matisse, you see it with Nicholas Waters, with Lomachenko made him quit. And it probably happened time and time again. They just lose that mentality, that nastiness they had. And once somebody bullies them or beat them, they don't have that no more, And that's the same thing with Sergey Kovalev, man. He just lost that mentality, he lost that edge. Definitely in the second fight. I thought he lost it going to the first and the second fight as well. But the second fight, that was a breaking point for him. He was just seriously done. He was done as you finish. And, he wanted to, complain about the low blows being an issue. The first fight, I could tell, all the complaints he had about the scoring, he was focused on that. And I thought that kind of would have turned him into a monster to make him go beat Andre Ward. But it didn't. Those excuses built false barricades in his mind. Like, you know what? If I did this different, if I came in shape, if I didn't let him off the hook, and in his mind, he got past those false barricades. But at the end of the day, those false barricades was real barricades in his mind because that was one of the issues. The real barricades was that Andre Ward was the better fighter, and he didn't make the adjustments, the right adjustments that he needed to make. So he was broken at that point. He was broken when he didn't knock out Andre Ward early in that fight, like he said he wanted to. He didn't crush him. And when he didn't crush him early in the second fight and he got knocked out, it was the end of Kovalev. He'll just never be the same fighter again. That mental lapse right there is over with. He has the skills to reinvent himself to be a nice boxer, puncher, mover. He got good balance, got good athletic ability as well. But, just that mentality, that stubbornness, and then that invincibility and that invincibility in his mind is gone. And that bully mentality is gone. So can he recreate himself? Nicholas Waters is still trying to, we starting to see what he is after that, after being beat by Lomachenko. Matisse has never got that invincibility, Billy Badass shit back, but he's building on it. So, it's going to be a tough uphill battle for Kovalev to come back. But he also said boxing isn't on his mind. He's saying that he's at Mount Anthos. It's a sacred church, clearing his mind. He's trying to get his spirit right before he comes back to the States to handle business. And that's funny because after all the racist shit he said, maybe it was just to play, to play up the fight. I don't think so. Because he said it to Adonis Stevenson. It's funny how, he's spiritual all of a sudden. He's going to the mountains and, he's trying to get right with his spirit. But you a racist motherfucker, though, man. That's what killed me. Motherfuckers claim to be religious and be one with God and, go to church. But be racist as hell. The whole church be all white or, be all black. And then they feel a certain way about another type of person but claim to be religious. That's just crazy. But, that's what he's doing, getting his spirit right. So he's focused on his family and himself right now. And it sounds like a broken fighter to me. That's trying to, cope with, getting bested, in his whole professional career other than the Darnell Boone first fight. He thought he was that guy. He thought he was unbeatable. He thought he was invincible. But he wasn't. And I think he's done. I think he's done mentally as the fighter that he was. And he can recreate himself and reinvigorate himself. Most definitely he can. He has the skills and the athletic ability to do it. He can do it. But does he want to do it? And I think that's what he's figuring out right now. So if he retires or not, I don't know. He got shortchanged on that Andre Ward second fight and pretty much the first fight. I think he fights on a couple more paydays and then probably up out of there. But we gone.